Welcome to Arts Focus. I'm Elise Buckite, Program Specialist for the Columbia Office of Cultural Affairs. Today I am delighted to be joined by Kenny Green, who is the President of the North Village Arts District. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So it should be said that in addition to being the President of the North Village Arts District, you are also the owner of Monarch Jewelry, where you create and repair jewelry.
Yes.
You are on the board for Orr Street Studios.
Yes.
And you are known as the mayor of the North Village.
Unofficial mayor.
Unofficially. You're not competing with Mayor Treese here.
Right.
Are there any other titles we should know about?
I'm a father, a grandfather, an art lover, martial artist.
So when do you sleep?
I sleep very, very well because I'm so busy. When I drop, I'm gone.
That's the way to do it. You
It's
put
a
in a
luxury.
good solid day.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
So you've been around Columbia for a long time. You've seen the evolution. What excites you right now about downtown Columbia?
Well, of course, my personal aegis, I really like what's going on in the North Village. And we have businesses coming on board all the time. We've added Shannon Webster's one of my new best friends. We've got the Coming Home store in the village. And we also have, we've added on the Ophelia's, their flower shop and gift shop, art shop. And then we have a miniature art camp in the basement of the building at 10th Street and Walnut. That's in the old building where Watson Gibbs were. And then Wildy's World is kicking it off. We have so much to offer. So that's really keeping me excited and generating a lot of...
Yeah, it's every time you go down there, it seems like there's something new to find. You guys have had such a big impact on that north side area of Columbia. What is your mission?
We have a mission. We have a real concerted effort of trying to get, now that the Department of Natural Resources has cleared the Ameren site, that right there at Ash and Park and Wall Street, we're looking to have the city help us turn that into a green spot to counteract all of the other building and development in the area. So you have better sight lines, you have a place for people to kind of gather. It's a wonderful opportunity to make a nice little green pocket, adding to the Rose Music Hall, and looking forward to the future. We had at one time a charrette, and then there's a
What
city,
is that?
The charrette was a plan the city came up with to look at what Columbia would look like. I think we did it in 2010, and it's been revisited as part of the community plan for development of that area. And both of those plans said that this is an underused area that could be really exciting for green space to accommodate the people in the Ben Stevens neighborhood, North Central, people coming in north of Broadway. It's just a little added thing that we don't really have green space other than Stevens or Alliance Stevens, and just help people have a spot to enjoy more nature.
Absolutely. So you're going to have a dual draw then. You have the green space and then just the countless vendors and businesses and artists. Yeah.
And I think it only adds to the ambience of that whole neighborhood. And in fact, there was an article about how people, especially in cities, need green spaces, and to the reminder of what a comfort nature is. And it helps with the community development as well.
Absolutely. Well, that's really exciting.
So that's one of our big pushes. And we've been at this since 2013, I think it's been, when we first.
Progress is slow sometimes.
Well, especially when you have a government entity involved.
So we talked about a lot of the artists and the vendors, the businesses that are down there. People should come and visit anytime. We encourage them to come all the time.
And like many cities, it's usually somebody coming in to visit that knows about it more than the locals. And we're still trying to spread the news to people that live here and let them know it's more accessible than you might feel, even though it's downtown and people think there's no place to park. we're educating people on places to park, and also inviting them to get around on foot, where you can walk. A lot of
Or
things are
scooters
central.
these days.
Oh yeah, you can get on a bird or whatever.
So
But
one way, if people are intimidated by
mhm,
coming in,
mhm,
I think especially going into an art gallery, an art space, sometimes people feel like it's not their scene,
mhm.
and maybe they don't know what to expect. First Fridays is a great opportunity for people to kind of experience it. There's a big crowd. It's very welcoming. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
First Friday is our signature event that we have every first Friday of the month, and we kicked it off in December. So it's been, we were surprised at how many people were, hey, there's something to do. And the only slow period of time is during True Falls. That's the
Oh,
only,
sure.
and even then we're getting more people to come up and visit. Even then, because the places are educating the public as the value of art, the art makers, and it's also we're really focusing on kids and the fact that art is such an essential part of a healthy community.
Yeah.
And we show them what we have going on. We tell them about their opportunities to experience art, to make art, to share art, to buy art, and what a wonderful factor it is.
Yeah.
And the Convention and Visitors Bureau has been helping quite a bit, sending it out. The hotels will really like it because they can tell people what to do while they're here for a convention. It's a comfort, and
Yeah.
it's just great.
It's a blast. It's just a lot of fun.
And you see your neighbors, you see people with strollers, you see older people, and it's multi-generational, multifaceted. Right.
Yeah. And then you mentioned having a special focus on kids. One of those things that you do is Second Saturdays. That's especially for kids.
Yeah. This is an invention of Catherine Park, one of the working artists at the Orr Street Studios. She came up with this idea and has been able to enlist the help of a lot of people to excite kids. There's usually a focus or a theme of each one, and it's about 3 times a year she has them. This second Saturday is going to be about improvisation. So, yeah, they're going to bring in a troupe of improvisational. I think it's a comedy troupe, and then show people how it's done. And so there's usually some art making involved or guests, and then the parents realize that, and that it's accessible for them as well.
Yeah, well, I feel like so many of those, as we grow up, we lose our ability to just try things and just have fun and maybe make mistakes and look silly. So it's really good to get kids involved early.
Yeah. I taught intro to art for quite a few years, and I realized usually it's about 5th grade when kids start worrying about what other people think of what they do, that they kind of draw back from there. But anytime you can get them involved in making art, they tend to lose themselves, and and when you give them methods, tools, and techniques of how to make it better, or just the process becomes more important than the product. And I think that's an important aspect of art. You get so involved with materials and what you're doing that you look up and 2 hours are gone. It's great.
Yeah, it's a singular experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also you can think of it too, because like we said, Orr Street, Sega Brothers, and a lot of the galleries, Artlandish, they show that it can be a career. There are working, thriving artists that are making money. There are commercial artists, there are fine artists, there are musical artists, there are thespians, there are dancers. There's architecture, there's landscaping. Art is involved with every aspect of life.
Oh, absolutely. Amen. Well, thank you so much for coming by. And I think the Facebook page is a great place for people to go to get information.
Again, we're trying to tie into Office of Cultural Affairs, Convention and Visitors Bureau. Each artist and art group has a Facebook page and also access to them.
Yeah. So people, if they go to Facebook and it's First Friday, or not First Friday, it's North Village Arts District.
Right.
And you guys link to everything off of that page.
Thanks to you guys, we're posted as well.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
All right.
And thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Arts Focus.